Uh, Hello.
Madam,
Hello.
madam,
Hi. I was watching the first episode of This Old House from 1979, and it was funny. You there? Hello.
For now, we could already be. And how prevent the illnesses that might be caused by the economists are now warning that we could already be in recession this year. If the recession actually might have started even a couple months ago. This is huge news we need to pay attention to with the home buyer or real estate investor. We could see big job losses in the economy in a couple months. The statistics are now saying that we're at an inflection point that's similar to what we saw in late 2007 before the last big bust. And the most recent report that confirms this is the latest job figures from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Job growth was only 77,000 in July 2025, and there was big downward revisions for previous months. This U.S. job growth over year to only 0.97%. That's less than 1% job growth. Such low job growth is now echoing what we saw in late 2007 before the last big crash, and also early 2001 before the dot-com bubble. Now, there's some controversy over these job figures, everyone, because Donald Trump came out and said that the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics was partisan and a Biden administration employee, and thus Trump's accusation was that they're rigging the numbers, and Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics as a result. And so now there are some questions about the accuracy and validity of the Bureau of Labor Statistics figures. And you guys can let me know what you think about it. Do you think the government jobs numbers are representative of the economy? So what I actually wanted to do, guys, look at some other statistics on the economy, on the labor market, and assess where are we truly, and are we actually already in a recession? And you do this, everyone. I pulled 3 separate data points that also track and point. One is the Indeed Job Openings Index, and the Indeed Job Openings Index, which is how many jobs are posted on Indeed. This data comes straight from Indeed, the job posting website, is down to 105. Now, that's down 35% from the pandemic peak, the job openings on Indeed. Now it's almost back to pre-pandemic levels. So that's a data point confirming the big slowdown in hiring. In addition, the ISM
madam,
Yes.
is now at the lowest level in 10 years.
thing is crack.
So,
I'm sorry.
adding
I said, this thing is kind of crack.
Okay.
If the pandemic, the Institute of Supply Management. Additionally, the ISM.
All right, 1 second.
Take your time.
The third lowest level in the last 10 years.
We have a background sound.
Of the labor market are all suggesting that we are in a job market recession, or at the very least, we're in a pre-recession, similar to fall.
That's good. You caught me before my siesta.
Was winter spring 2001. Now, winter spring 2001, everyone.
Hold on a second.
That was right before the dot-com bust, right before the stock market went down. August 2007 was right before the great financial collapse, when the housing market bust happened and the stock market also went down by 50%. The employment growth today is now looking even worse than it did in those periods right before.
All right, can you see my screen?
By almost every metric.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sorry guys, I apologize for all these delays and stuff like that. I hope you guys had a good trading session. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis summary of what happened today And now we're going to take a look at some top five winners and top five losers, and maybe give some notes and recommendations for tomorrow potentially. All right, so according to CNBC, today was mostly a green day, with the Dow Jones being the winner of the three indices, 1%, S&P 0.32%, and NASDAQ 0.14. The Russell K close to 2%. So if you were trading this uh, index, you did well, of course, going up. Not much volatility. It was, I guess, okay, but negative 1.63. Here's how it looks on a visual. You could see that the beginning of the day for the Dow Jones was very strong, and it just kept going like a flag. Then the opposite is said for the NASDAQ, which was, yes, it jumped up. So you had to get out at the beginning of the day if you were going long, because basically it did a dumpster fire for most of the day, except at the last end of the race. Same thing for the S&P. And here you can see the Russell 2K was kind of not a mirror, but very similar to the Dow. Here's a little other heat map, visual representation of who were the winners. And you can see Softy and Meta were kind of not doing so well. Also Walmart, if you can see the map here, Walmart didn't do that great. I'm not sure if it had earnings or not. Maybe Miss Green can take a look at that. And then Apple and Amazon did fabuloso. Visa as well, and Eli Lilly. Okay. So now let's take a look at the winners and the losers. Miss Green had mentioned this earlier to me that Chewy did really good today. They went up the yin yang 8.81%. You can see that this was basically a long. Just set it and forget it, or bought it at the beginning and then sell it at the end. Beaton as well did very fabulous, but of course, it's not helping me. And Wayfair, and this tells me something, including Roku did good, and these are not really good stocks. The only one that's good here is AMD, and that did good because, it did good at the beginning and then it didn't do that great afterwards, but then it kind of stayed around VWAP. Macy's, not sure if it had earned.
Walmart earnings is August 21st on Thursday.
Okay. Macy's had a good deal today. It also did very good. You can see why it did a little breakout from this area down here, the floor. So if you bought it here at $12, you were already $2 up the money. Sorry, $1.21. Doing good because this was the place to buy it up here in this little floor. But in order to really make sure that it's breaking out, we want to make sure that it surpasses this little ceiling here of 1365. So yeah, it had a good 2 days, but still you can see that Macy's has been going down. Maybe you'll start to pick up for the school sessions and stuff, people going back to school.
Macy's is September 3rd, by the way.
Nikete, yes, has been doing very good. Today especially did good. It's breaking out of this area sort of that Miss Green had identified as a buying or selling area. So that's something you may want to take a look at if you're interested in Nikete. Home Depot did fabulous. So yeah, that's why the Dow Jones did good, because it looks like a lot of these are kind of Dow Joinies, Macy's, Nikete. And again, look at Fresh Pet, which is Crapula, Ford. Let's take a look at EBC. But a lot of these are not that great book-wise. Here's Disney. Again, that's why the Dow did good. Everything kind of went up today in that area. It's bouncing off this little area on the daily. You could see from the weekly, it had a good bounce up. Let's take a look at how it looked at on the minute chart. So yeah, basically it was along all the way through. It was set it and forget it for Disney. Disney. Yeah, doing kind of like a reverse from this point here, little hammer, uh, this point here, and now it's going up. Let's take a look at Home Depot real quick for those of you who haven't seen this one in a long time. Wow, this one has been very strong. You know, people making summer outing stuff, buying sheds and stuff. This was a good buy here, but an even a better buy was down here, of course, in April, 345, and every single time it has been going up. It did a little gap up today. So it could break out, it could fill up this area and get back up here. But you know, Home Depot, baby. Again, look at that. It was just along all the way through. Ford, it's pure caca. It's on a hard buy. Samuel also did fabulous today, but it's at 224.74. Not good. For those of you who bought it at the, you know, cray price. Visa, I had mentioned this in the heat map. It did really good. Good buying here. If you bought it here at the bottom, and even today, it just went really, it did a really good kind of mini breakout from this floor. So not a bad call. This could potentially go up for the next couple of days. From, excuse me, can you put that down, please? So this could also potentially go up to the next couple of days, and it could probably reach up here, who knows, 360 or so. Mansana did really good as well. It's been doing really good, although it had a hanger today, sort of. So this could also go down a little bit, maybe tomorrow, do a little baby bump down. But it has been strong, Manzanita, since this area here of 200, which we had also noted. So if you bought it here at 200, 202, it's already at $233. So if you got 100 shares, you're already $33 up. Americana also probably did really good because, again, everything in the Dow Jones did well. And here's proof. Boom, boombastic. So the winner was the Dow. Let's look at this coin in Carvana, but then we'll also look at Kava. Carvana was just sort of flattish. Let's look at XOM on a daily. Man, it sort of did a little mini breakout today. XOM. So that's something to look at 105, and it's sort of in a little floor. So this is very interessante. XOM. So that's something you may want to put on the notes to look out for, because it just basically did muy fantastico. Muy fantastico, XOM. And probably counterpart CVX, I bet. Yeah. Very strong towards the end. Happy Dollar Tree. Didn't do good at the beginning, but then it like kind of tricking people. And then what it did was, hey, let's go up. So yeah, I think XOM might do a little jumpity jump based on that. Amazoni was kind of strong at the beginning, then went back down. It was a little bouncy today. Amazon. Okay, so let's take a look at the losers. Let's take a look at Meta though, real quick before I go. So Meta was down. All right, so let's look at those losers and then call it a day. BJ's, we don't really care anymore. It basically did an upside U. where it went down and then up and then down. MU, this was definitely a short all the way through. Walmart, the same thing. I tried to trick people. Went down, back up, and then it went back down. Open. Well, you take a look at that. It's $2.41, my friends. It looks like it's starting to go back up before it does back down. $2.41. But I would not recommend this with a 90-foot flat footfall full. Netflix, it did a basic reverse, and it was a very red day today for Netflix. That was a beautiful short. So if you bought it at 12.35, 12.03, made some big bucks there today for beautiful Netflix. Softy, the same thing. And I already showed you Meta. Palantir. Wow, this was a beautiful short all the way through as well. And this looks like it's starting to lose momentum. It's really up high in the sky, so you have to really be wary of this, and you may want to put this on the notes for a potential short. Because this thing is like really, see how high it is? If this thing ends like this, it really should be shorted. So that's something to put in the notes, my friends. NVDA, same thing, but it's closer to the 20 period. It looks like it's just bouncing off every single time of the 20 period. So every time it gets close to here, it bounces off. I would like it to at least get to here. That would be a really good thing, but obviously the best ideal clearance price would be 130, 139, 136 would be very perfect. So put that on your notes, my friends. Put that on your notes. Amigo Tesla, I think it's going to go down tomorrow. You can see it's a beautiful hanger. So that's another one for noting tomorrow. And that's it, my friends. I hope you had a successful trading day, and I hope you have a very successful trading day tomorrow. Manage your risk, get out if you are overwhelmed, and make sure that you're able to trade for the next day. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later. Peace out.
Take a look at XOM and AMD and NVIDIA and Tesla.
Thank you, my friends. Peace out.
Peace.